The question is that the amendment be agreed to. The member for Wirrawah.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. It gives me great pleasure to speak on this important piece of legislation, because few things are more important to my constituents in Wirrawah than access to childcare. And let me commence by thanking all those wonderful early childhood teachers and workers in the electorate for the wonderful work they do and the care that they have for our children. It is much appreciated, I'm sure, by their parents and caregivers, but by the rest of society, giving them the opportunities for education into the future. I have made many visits to childcare centres in my electorate, Deputy Speaker. One such centre is Organic Seedlings Childcare. I visited them a number of times. I know the staff, they are my friends, and I know how much they care about their children and the work that they do every day to give them interesting experiences. And they are high-quality staff that are making sure that our future littlies get the best start in life. I have a really wonderful and fun piece of artwork that was completed by the children at that childcare centre. It's a butterfly and it has all the children's names on it, and it was part of their curriculum looking at the life cycle of a butterfly. And I actually joined their class for a couple of hours one afternoon. And it is amazing how these really experienced childcare workers and education people who do the education can make that complex scientific information available to, littlies from 8 months old to 5 years old, and how they were able to explain to me just exactly what was happening. That's what is happening in childcare centres all over the country all the time, and that's why we need to make sure that that all of our children have that access, because we know that the first 5 years of life is the best time to give them the educational foundation they need. So I very much thank all the childcare workers in my electorate, but particularly those who've welcomed me, like Organic Seedlings. I believe clearly in access and opportunity. Specifically, but not exclusively, this includes the access to good quality healthcare, quality access to education, access to good jobs and training, and access to quality government support and help if it's needed. On top of that, and especially relevant today, access to childcare. Labor fundamentally believes that every child in Australia deserves the best possible start in life, and it is what every parent wants for their child as well. It's essential to get the best start in life is access to early education, because we know how important the first years of learning are. When a child starts kindy, it's vital they don't start behind, and this bill will work towards making sure they don't. Those opposite claim to championing accessible early education and care, but their track record says differently. When the former coalition government introduced the activity test in July 2018, they promised it would simplify childcare payments and encourage greater workforce participation. Instead, the activity test hopelessly failed. It created new barriers to workforce participation and made the childcare system even more complicated. Jay Weatherill of the Minderoo Foundation has perhaps summed up the failed activity test best when he said the activity test has always been punitive and unfair. The facts and figures testify to Mr Weatherill's quote. That is, data from the Department of Education shows the number of children from low-income families accessing childcare went down from 32,000 in 2018 to 6,500 in 2019. This is just shameful. The bill before us thankfully replaces the former coalition government's disastrous activities test with a new 3-day guarantee in early education from the 5th of January 2025. That is, all families will be guaranteed 3 days or 72 hours of childcare subsidy each fortnight. For families caring for First Nations children, there will be a guaranteed 100 hours of childcare subsidy per fortnight. And families who work, study or train will continue to be eligible for the 100 hours of the childcare subsidy each fortnight. This reform will increase entitlements for over 100,000 families, with 66,700 families expected to be better off in the first full financial year of operation. For example, families earning between $50,000 and $100,000 will save on average $1,460 per year. This provides a genuine cost of living relief for those families on top of Labor's tax cuts and the energy bill assistance. Crucially, Deputy Speaker, no family will be worse off because of this legislation. The 3-day guarantee adds to Labor's impressive record in the area of childcare and early education. It builds on cheaper childcare, which has cut the cost of early education and care for more than 1 million families, and builds on our 15% pay rise for early educators. It forms part of a package that establishes a $1 billion Building Early Education Fund to build and expand early education and care centres in areas of need. Specifically, the fund will build and expand around 160 childhood education and care centres. As a result, there will be around an additional 12,000 ECEC places for Australians in need. Labor is building a universal early education system. We're improving affordability, boosting supply, increasing accessibility and recognising and rewarding the vital early childhood education workforce sector. Reforms such as this one are very much in my DNA, and they are Labor's DNA, and they make me proud to be a member of this Albanese government. We are the party of opportunity, we are the party of access, and we're the party that helps out, and we're the party committed to making sure that no Australian child is left behind. I commend the bill to the House and thank the Minister for all the work that they've done in all sectors of education, making sure that every Australian has the opportunities that they deserve and the country really needs.